And welcome to the Joust. My name is Naggy. I'm joined once again by my compadre, Mr. Liam McNeil.
Hello.
Hello. We also are joined by, of course, the Joust team here. We have Mr. Sam on the buttons. We have Mr. Josh, also our resident newsreader, and Mr. Palm on the cams. The full team is here with you once again. And and what an important time it is to be once again, because, Liam, if I look at the ladder in front of
Let's
me,
have a squizzery-doo at the ladder, eh?
I see 14 wins next to the Newcastle Knights.
Which is so many.
Yeah.
When we take into consideration that last season the Knights only won 6.
Only 6.
Which is less than half of what the Knights have won this season.
14 wins is also the amount of wins that the Newcastle Knights got in their 2023 run. Their much acclaimed 2023 run.
Well, that was it. I remember at the start of the season we sort of said that's the wins that are going to have you locked into the finals.
Yeah.
14 wins and you're locked in, and I believe it is now official that the Newcastle Knights cannot in any way, shape or form miss the finals footy.
Not mathematically.
Oh, not mathematically.
You'd have to break mathematics.
Which is the first time, I think, in a long time with Knights finals teams that we haven't been a mathematical chance team.
Well, it is interesting when a lot of people look back on the Knights, let's say since COVID.
Yeah.
Right. And then that seems to be a real flag in the sand there. And then they'll say recently, the Knights have struggled a bit because there is the wooden spoon in 2025.
There was famously the wooden spoon in 2025.
There's also the 14th finish in 2022.
Close to the spoon.
Close
Not
to the
quite,
spoon. No.
but pretty close.
But down there.
Spoon adjacent, really.
But then with this finals berth, we are looking at making the finals 5 of the last 7 seasons. Now that seems
that doesn't feel right.
Yeah,
that really doesn't feel right.
Way more successful than all Knights supporters would remember.
Well, I think there at least 3 of those how many was it? 4 from 7?
5 from 7.
5 from 7. I think at least 3 of those final series, the Knights absolutely tripped over their shoelaces to end up in the top 8 there.
There was, I think...
They got there and we don't know how we got here, but we're here and, we're not going to be here for long. So
there
enjoy it.
I think an 8th place finish in 2020 where we went down to Souths. I think a 7th place 2020.
Well, that was the game against Souths, of course, was the 14-0, the worst lead in rugby league. Get out the 14-0 and then get pasted by South Sydney.
I remember Mitchell Pearce's arm got a bit mouthy.
No, he does, doesn't he? Yeah.
And then losing that one about 40 points to 20. I think the game finished off.
It wasn't particularly close.
Next year, we ended up, I think, finishing 7th, playing Parramatta in the first game, and then even that one didn't really work out. It was much closer towards the end.
Was that the year Parramatta made the G?
Could have
been.
Was
that 2020?
2021. No, the 2021, I think Parramatta didn't make the G.
The G.
Right.
But
they did make it somewhere in and around there. Yeah.
But they were up there, and it was a much closer game, and there was sort of a bit of a knock-on-ish. They were all of the try and really squashed us out by I think 8 points. I think in the end, and then 2022 nothing. 2023 beating the Canberra Raiders, going over to New Zealand.
Greatest sporting event we've ever attended. That home final against the Raiders. Nothing will ever come close.
The loudest.
You don't anger Tyson Gamble. Never anger Tyson Gamble.
As soon as you bite him, he's like Samson. He's filled with rage. He's like the Incredible Hulk. He turned completely green, which was confusing because the Raiders were green.
Oh, it was very confusing for all of us there.
It's not the Raiders player. Oh no, it's Tyson Gamble. He's just hit mad rage.
That's it. Jack Whiten bites Tyson Gamble's arm, and then half an hour later, we're kissing strangers.
That's right. What a glorious time it was. 2024, no luck. And 2024, we make 8 and then play the Cowboys up there. And the drop ball from Kalen Ponga to Dan Gagai.
This is, I think, the first final series in the last decade where we're not surprised.
No, we haven't.
The couple of other finals appearances, like how the heck
did we
that
do
happen?
that? Yeah, it was.
This time it's just like it was always going to happen.
A lot of mathematics leading up, and now mathematics for the first time.
Because then there was that famous. What year was it where the Knights were 8th until the very last game of the season? The literal last game of the season. The Dolphins, I think, were in 8th.
We played the Dolphins, didn't we? We played the Dolphins.
Yeah, played the Dolphins to knock the Dolphins out, to jump them into 8th. Yeah.
That would have been
2020.
No, that was the most recent
2024.
Oh, goodness. 24. Wow. Yeah. Time flies.
Dolphins haven't been around that long.
No, they haven't.
No, and they haven't made the finals. First time they're going to make the finals.
That was it. That was their first chance, and we ruined it for them. And it felt good.
Felt great. Of course, Liam, I have to introduce our musical guest for this week.
This week, Naggy?
We have a very special guest that's just finished his tour of the Walls End Budget budget Ibis, extensive tour, all 32 rooms he went around and sang songs to. But it gives me great pleasure to welcome Mr. Howdy Do Dat.
We played so much better than expected, with a wooden spoon in our hand, a disjointed team reconnected, no more the butt of Joe for every man. Well, we kind of got what we want. We kind of in with a shot, and I guess that's all that we want. We scored tries this time, rotating spine, and now we found finals guaranteed. We're still in the mix. We're coming sixth. We're in the tits.
Thank you, Mr. Dudas. Of course, Liam, we do find ourselves in the mix, in sixth place. And being at the game, we were at the game at the same time.
At the same time, but not in the same place.
Never saw
I
each
was in
other.
Bay 49. It's a really weird bay. It's sort of it's in the Turton Road side on the left hand, but it's not in the low bays. It's not on the up bays. It took us about 20 minutes to find it. It was a great spot, bathed in sunlight,
Hidden
enjoying
bay.
it, surrounded by families. It was so good.
I always found you can get a good grasp of how the nights are going by the kind of energy you get at the men's urinal.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and it was because when the nights aren't going well, there's lots of pushing and shoving. Oh, I got to get out of here. Oh, I got to look at
I
the
gotta
queue.
piss, get out of my
Yeah,
way.
yeah, and then people are shuffling in. But then when it seems like everyone's, I don't know if they're holding it.
Yeah.
But it seems like there's bask area at the urinal. Everyone's walking up.
Having a chat.
swinging the head from left to right, and
That's
saying,
pretty
"How
big,
about
mate. Well done. How about them nights?
well done you, well done Knights," they say. Hey, big old dick,
You got a
big
big
old.
cock and a night's win. What a great day.
Hey.
Wonderful. You could not have a better day.
Isn't Newcastle a great town to be in? Of course,
Very best.
Newcastle being the best town, and of course, the George W Hotel being the best pub.
God, imagine being the best pub in the best town in the world. That's what a wonderful place.
Wonderful urinal as well. There can't necessarily compete with
Good,
the
strong, great.
But yeah, good strong great to stand on because of course you and I are both great standers.
Love the great stand.
We don't go on the step.
No, that's for savages. That's how a
No,
savage
no, yeah.
urinates.
That's of course you have to get the distance if you're off the grate. Yeah.
But the best thing you can do at a Knights game is get that corner spot at the urinal because
Yeah.
you set if you're in the corner,
you set the-
you set the tone.
Set
for
the tone.
rest of the
That's
urinal.
right. Yeah,
it's good stuff.
And everyone can angle towards you, angle away from you. They have the choice. It's
You're setting the scene.
piss politics. It's really it's where are we rocking and rolling. But Liam,
See, this is the kind of thing that men talk about when women think, "Oh, are they talking about other women?" It's like, no,
No.
the politics of pissing.
urinals, pissing the spray back on each other's feet.
Well, it's one of the very few things that we all have in common. All of us, every one of us, just
Yeah.
has to piss from time to time.
I went to the urinal once at this is a few years ago at the Queen Victoria building in
Oh, the QVB.
yeah, QVB.
Ooh, that would be
You
nice.
think, oh, these toilets must be immaculate. I think the heritage listing restrictions on updating them may have been really holding because they were the oldest urinals I've ever had the pleasure. Dare say,
Antiquated.
yeah, and that it was just it stunk like 100-year-old piss had built up in the pipes and was ruminating out of, and it was just like poorly very set up, and it was like there was dimensions there, and it was like a bathtub on its side, and then there was this metal thing. I was like, I don't know what happens.
I got to
here.
pop down and see. This sounds.
I think
this sounds
they-
like an adventure.
I think after my complaint, they've updated them. I think I said, 'cause
They said Queen Victoria would not have been proud of this.
no, she was
She would
not,
have hated it.
she was not the lady that wanted this kind of piss stench toilets. Probably did because at the time, of course, everyone was pissing everywhere at the time. But now, Liam, the game certainly wasn't piss stench in front of 20,000 Newcastle fans.
Through 2003.
And three.
Yeah.
Wow.
Still there. I think there's been maybe some cement poured over the top of
There's
the.
certainly more scaffolding.
More scaffolding
Yeah.
every time. It does seem like it's if you'd ever sat on the Andrew John stand, you were risking your life because apparently it won't hold up under its own weight anymore. There's just more and more pipes.
It's all pipes, all the way down.
And it's not
Everything's
like
pipes.
it's not even scaffolding to climb. It just seems like supporting structures. Like, please, please,
Please stay up.
please stay up for
We're
20.
on a scaffold and a prayer.
Yeah, so of course we're not one of the. Wasn't the older teams that we play that are more established, like a Broncos or St George, where you might get some other fans floating around. Newcastle Titans. Not really a Titans fan to be seen in Newcastle.
No, I spotted a few. I think I counted 4.
4,
maybe.
Yeah, that might have been the total.
It might have been the total, yeah.
But there was obviously good energy around it. It did seem like we continued on in this try-scoring fashion. It was 2 things we were celebrating. One, the Indigenous round with the Indigenous jersey, as well as Mr. Frizzell himself with his 300th game, even though that was last week. But
Yeah.
we were celebrating Tyson with the 300. And
And it was such a wonderful way to start the day, celebrating Tyson, having, all the accoutrement of Indigenous around. It just set such a good tone for the day.
Good feeling,
Everyone
yeah.
was vibing. The sun was out. Oh, it was just a great day at the rugby league.
And I think the most significant thing of the first half was really seeing Mr. Dan Gagai, a proud Indigenous boy himself, coming out there scoring not 1 but 2 tries in quick succession. And I can't remember
Gags
last
is
time.
back.
I can't remember the Gag scored a double.
It's been a minute, I think, since
And he went so hard that he said, "I need to have a rest for the second half."
Well,
Take
that's
me
it.
off."
I was almost going to put him for hats off just based on his first half. Like if you, I can't remember the exact numbers, but if you amortize his first half stats out to a full game, something like 4 tries, 4,000 running meters, 18 tackle busts.
Yeah.
I haven't done the maths. I forgot to do the maths.
That was
but-
close.
He was-
Yeah,
he-
but if you sort of amortize his first half out over a full game,
everything. It was-
that's hats off without a shadow of a doubt.
He was-
He did it in 40 bloody minutes.
serving the drinks, he was reffing
Yeah.
the game, he was doing everything. He drove-
Jags is back.
Yeah,
It's
pretty-
been, I think it's safe to say, it has been maybe not his best few weeks of footy.
No,
And so it's good to see him back, but now, of course, then he strained his hamstring. or
strained his
whatever it
hamstring,
is
which
that
is
he did.
very much an old man injury, and he is an older man.
Yeah, I know, because that happened to me when I made my comeback 2 years ago.
that
No,
was
4 years ago.
That was up in Canada.
It was, yeah, the East Coast.
Yeah.
Of the Halifax Tars, to all you Tars out there listening, g'day. Scored on my first touch.
You did, yeah, and then pulled your hamstring.
The next game.
Next game.
I got
Easy.
20 minutes off the bench in one game and strained my hamstring off the kickoff in my second game. So.
It did feel like when the Knights went on a bit of ascendancy and we got up to a 16-point lead, we thought, hang on a second, let's count the tries. We might get to a 50. Might be a 50.
Could have hit FIFO.
And then all of a sudden, Ghosts of Christmas Past came back to haunt us with Mr. Beau Fameur scoring a try. And he hasn't been scoring tries this year.
Oh, but the Ghost of Christmas Past. It's the curse of the Ghost of Christmas Past.
They
mate.
step up. They
But
step
I'll
up.
tell you the interesting thing, if you notice all the tries for the Titans, 32 minutes, 36 minutes, 56 minutes, those align very closely with Cody Sock-Knives and Trey Mooney leaving the field. I thought
true.
those two really set a really, really strong platform to start. And
Yeah.
while we won't, he didn't get the hats off this week. I've been
No.
so impressed with Cody Hopwood.
Yeah.
Cody Sock-Knives. Like watching, I was keeping a close eye on him. He's turning into one of the most reliable front rowers you could ever hope to have. So
Yeah.
for those two to set the tone, I think was just superb. And when they came off, wouldn't say things fell to bits, but you really missed that oomph out there where the Titans were able to sort of get themselves back into it.
We also saw the return on the team sheet of Mr. Pastrami Sandwich, Mr. Pastrami Solo
Yeah,
himself.
Pastrami Hard Solo.
Yeah, hard solo.
Solo.
That I thought, oh, he's probably going to take the field pretty early. He might even start. I didn't know, but then to see the kind of I guess the confidence in Mr. Sock Knives to stay out there, and he
Yeah.
and didn't he do a great job?
He did a wonderful job.
He did it and to think that 10 games ago you think like, oh, he's struggling out there.
Yeah.
He's just trying to survive, but now he's running.
He's thriving.
He's
Yeah.
running with vigor and purpose,
And he's that kind of front rower that you love, where he just does it.
Yeah.
he just does a bloody job.
yeah, he's only 21, something like that.
Yeah, he's a child.
very, very
He's
young,
great. Yeah,
young fella.
I'm loving the development of Cody Sock.
Coming up against another big pack, there's not many really small packs really in the NRL, but like coming up like against Mr.
Big Tino?
Big Tino,
Yeah.
this is
Mo Fodawaken's not a small fella.
not a small fella.
No.
So yeah, he really, to 14 runs or something, over 100 running meters.
108 running meters, I
Yeah,
think, which
yeah.
but obviously over 100. That's the standard
That's
that's
the-
set these days,
It is,
and he's
yeah.
exceeding the standard.
He
Which
is.
is good.
It's
for a
great
young baby boy.
Great signs for the future. And but then we saw like a wave of the Titans coming back. And if we look,
you get back into it, didn't they?
if we're looking at the stats, Liam, they won a lot of the stats. They completed better than the Newcastle Knights. We did have so they had more possession and completed better, which is usually and they made less errors, 8-11. So it seems like all of a sudden, how do we win this game? The 7 line breaks to 5 really, I think, showed the Newcastle Knights continuing this form of chancing their arm from around that halfway mark, 40 metres out. Seems to be the most dangerous. If anything, when we work our way up the field, getting Dane Gagai scoring the 2 tries was tries that we don't usually get.
No, and that's what the good teams do. They lose on the stats, but they win on the important stat, which is the rugby league scoreboard.
That's right.
Which is where the Knights won, and that's the important one. That's what good teams do. We didn't know that.
Very typically, the way that you win games is the scoreboard at the 80 minutes.
Yeah. Which, again, Adam O'Brien was not clear with the players on that. He did not explain that one very well at all.
Liam, we have to highlight some players we thought did an excellent job. In a segment we like to call Hats Off.
Hats off. Hats off. Hats off.
Brought to you by Mullet Pale Ale there at Chat Brewery. In
Wizards staff comes out.
That's right. If you drink one, you drink 6. Ask for them in a 6-pack in staff form on behalf of the Joust. They know exactly what you're talking
And
about.
of course, Tyson responsibly, as always. Please, Tyson responsibly.
Delicious mullet pale ale. And my hats off firstly goes to Mr. Fletcher Sharp. And it was gorgeous to see him in just a bit of open field. We have said this earlier, a few weeks ago, that we think his knee confidence has just come good.
Yeah.
And he's just showing it. A lot of people have been comparing him to a young... is something wrong with my hair? No, what's going wrong?
The bobblehead. Yeah.
The bobblehead.
Notice the bobblehead for those in the visual medium. For some reason, they've put Fletcher Hunt's hair on Fletcher Sharp on the bobblehead there.
Yeah.
That's a bit strange.
There's also a bit of a neck bleed into the
A
back.
little bit of a neck bleed. That's all right.
It was a bit neck bleed.
That's where we're starting with the likeness, you reckon?
Yeah.
To
We got the mustache, right?
Yeah, okay.
I think
Bit puby.
a lot of people are starting to say that Fletcher Sharp is running like a young James Tedesco.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, he does too. Yeah.
He's a bit knock-kneed, a bit strange in the hips. You don't know which way he's going, and he seems to be breaking tackles left, right,
He
centre.
accelerates out of contact. That's what Tedesco always has done so well. Is he'll break a tackle and gain speed.
Yeah.
But I now have something I need to raise with the Fox Sports statistics team. They've got him here for 7 tackle breaks. I counted 6 on his second try alone.
Yeah.
So I don't think 7's a good number.
Yeah.
I did count. He bumped off or palmed off or,
Broke
just in some
to the
way,
power
made
hips.
to look like an idiot.
I
6
think the
Gold
Knights
Coast
even
Titans
posted a clip with that. I may have shared it. And
Yeah.
it counted. It counted.
Yeah, it
each
was sick
tackle
because
back.
I counted. I went through and counted. So I think he's been done dirty there in the stats.
Only 7 runs, and of course leading to 2 tries. It does seem like he's finding confidence form right there in the middle, having to make tackles as well, and
Right when it matters.
injecting himself at the right times. And I think it was Matty Johns referred to him as the poacher. Just pops up and poaches tries.
That's a good one.
When you're not expecting it, but he just seems to be. It's when we watched that first round against the Cowboys coming on there, and you think, oh, he's playing incredibly. He can't be stopped. Has the
He was
PCL
stopped
injury
eventually, yeah.
Well, the PCL, and he comes back and he just looked like slightly less of his best. But
It
now,
took him a minute. Yeah.
now he's right there. I think in World Cup Australia form.
Absolutely. Yeah. You just put him in the 14 for Australia and just say, hey, Fletcher, here's the Steeden, here's a jersey. Just do whatever the hell you want. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to coach you. Who's the Australian coach? Kevy Walters.
Kevy Walters at the moment. Yeah.
Yep. So Kevy's just going to say, Fletcher, here's a jersey. Here's the Steeden. Bring your own shorts and socks, whatever. It doesn't matter. We'll
Do what
get
you
you
like.
on the plane to wherever it is that we're going. Just do whatever you want.
Do what you feel.
And Australia will win the tournament.
Yeah.
That's happening.
1,000 tries to you.
Which tournament?
The World Cup.
Oh, the World Cup. Yeah, that one.
Big one.
Love it.
The big
Love
one.
it. The big one.
The big one.
The big kahuna.
And not to be compared to in terms of like try scoring ability, but I think for the second, hats off, Mr. Jermaine McEwen.
Yeah, Jermaine McEwen. What a treat it is to have Jermaine McEwen in the second row. 16 runs for 160 metres, 51 post contact, 5 tackle breaks, 39 tackles. Anytime this bloke is near the ball, cool shit happens.
It does. And
he's just one of those players. Whenever he's near the ball, something's going on. Something's happening.
As you said a few weeks ago, runs with violence, and he does run with violence,
bumps.
aggression, and the perfect sort of foil to have with Francis of Frisco on the other side of the field. And the same as what he had with Dylan Lucas. You have more of a ball runner, attacker, and then you got someone that makes you hurt.
Yeah.
And I like it a lot.
he's an enforcer with the ball.
Yeah.
Usually, if you've got a second row enforcer, they're putting their hits on without the ball. He's enforcing with the ball. It's really cool to see.
When we lost those 3 games by 2 points, 2 points, 1 point, it was notable that we did not have Jermaine McEwen in the team.
Oh, good point.
And
yeah.
I think that gives us
because of the naughty.
Yeah,
and
yeah, because
injuries, but the naughty as well.
the naughty of the driving with the
suspended
yeah.
Which of course, when you enter the NRL, they do immediately suspend
your license. You can't be trusted.
No.
Because of the naughty.
Because of the naughty, of course.
naughty, yeah.
And so now that we've got him back, I think he adds that edge. And I think, as you said, like when we've got the ball and we're looking to hurt them, we can do that.
Jermaine. Yeah.
Give it to Jermaine.
Yeah, so
yeah,
good.
Hats off for this week. But Liam, when we take our hats off, 2 players we think that we did excellent, we have to return our hats to our head. In a segment, we'll have to call Hats Back On.
Yeah, you put your hat on.
It pains me to say it, Liam, because this player has done so much. He stepped up so far to going from a more of a bench role, a second fiddle, a second banana, if you will, the Robin to a Batman, and now he has to be Batman.
Yeah.
And Sanders Smith, and also it hurts me because he's a Kincumbra boy.
He is. I know that he's near and dear to your heart. The Kinney Colts there.
Kinney Colts, yeah, and but what really sort of stood out, I think, was a few defensive errors for Sanders Smith, and because he is a smaller man, and we also have Fletcher Sharp on the other side, being another smaller man, it is a target for teams when they really start to hone in. And I think that the Titans found a lot of success going down those edges and beating those tackles. And 5 missed tackles, 12 tackles made. You know, it's not the kind of ratio we want to see from Sandon.
And there was 5 missed tackles, but there was a couple where he was just way out of position and wasn't even close enough to miss the tackle.
Yeah.
Both for Moore was, giving him nightmares. Both for Moore, I think, very, very underrated as far as line running second rows. And
Yeah.
there was a few times where poor Sandoff Schmidt was just sort of left dangling there, and didn't know what was going on there.
Sounds a bit early 20th century, the Sandor Schmidt. But look, we love him. We
Don't
adore
ask
him.
why his grandfather was in Argentina.
We love him. We adore him.
We love him, yeah. But look, to give someone a hats back on isn't to say we don't love him.
No, of course.
It's merely an objective observation.
It's a term of endearment.
Yeah, it is a term of endearment. It means that we're thinking about you enough because we know that you can do a lot better.
As we said, big shoes that he has to fill. He's in the size 13s. He's only a 9, and he's popping around there.
9 if he puts the insoles in.
That's right, the insole up for any more height.
Yeah.
Now, Liam, also we saw a long-awaited debut of Mr. Toby Winter.
Yeah, I was saying to my wife and dad that when I looked at the team sheet before the game, I was like, oh, Toby's on the extended bench again. Here we go. And then as soon as Gag sort of started looking at Ginger in there towards the end of the first half, I was like, hey, we might get a, what's that song?
We might get a...
Shady Sands of Winter. I don't know.
We might
Yeah,
What?
Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah. Hazy Shade of Winter.
Yeah, Hazy Shade of Winter. That would have been a lot funnier if I actually knew the name of the song.
I still don't know. So it would have been a Hazy Shade of Winter?
I don't know. I didn't think it through before
All right,
I said
never
it.
mind. It's all
Apologies,
right. No,
Justin.
it's all good.
But we
But
got
yeah,
one. We got a
We
hazy.
one. Yeah, to see Toby Winter come on, and I thought he had a really strong game.
Yeah.
That kid's, he's got some footwork. He's got
He
a
does.
really big right foot step. He can break tackles. He threw the offload for KP to do through the legs.
The
to
egg ball,
Fletcher Sharp,
yeah.
the egg ball. You remember playing tunnel ball growing up? Yeah, you guys remember tunnel ball? What a great game that was.
Reminded me of Yoshi when you're playing Smash Brothers, like boing, and then the ball just goes boing, coming
But
out
yeah,
the other
Toby
side.
Winter, it's great to see him make his long-awaited debut. I saw a few blokes around, must have been friends of his, with the Toby Winter debut shirt, which
Yep.
was exciting. It's just great to see another young buck get his chance and have a bloody good one.
We saw so many players come through this season last year, the likes of the Fletcher Hunts and the Jermaine McEwens and whatnot, that we sort of forget that there is a crop of talent. Like
Yeah.
New South Wales Cup is sitting second, I think, on the ladder, and they're,
Juniors all had a really good year.
yeah, it's an exciting time for the Newcastle Knights, not only retaining a lot of the talent, but seeing the crop come up. And it takes an injury to someone like a guy to be able to give it to Toby Winter. And he didn't disappoint in the limited time that he had out there.
That's it. I see a big future for Toby Winter and the Newcastle Knights there. And obviously with Gags moving on next year, there is that left? Right centre.
Right centre.
Yeah, there is that right centre spot opening up. You've got Toby Winter, Kyle McCarthy still in the mix as well.
Yeah.
There's options, which
There's options
in the
there.
past there wasn't.
There was no
It's
options.
great. It's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Seeing like young,
Can we quickly, Buttonsmen, see where Toby Winter's from? Where's his junior club? Just quickly, because while you
somewhere cold, yeah.
somewhere cold.
Otherwise it'd be Tommy Summer.
Yeah.
Hey,
That was way better than my Simon and Garfunkel bit that didn't.
yeah. We can mold the two in.
Hazy shade
The
of winter.
hang on to your hope, my friend.
I'm not familiar with the song.
Toby
Born
Winter.
in Newcastle.
He's
Born
born
in Newey.
in bloody Newcastle. God bless
Novocastrian.
Toby Winter.
Born smarter at the
Does that
Marta.
have his junior club on the profile there,
Redhead
Sam?
Magpies.
What? Oh, he's a Dudley Magpies junior.
Oh right.
Oh, nice. Just across the road from the Royal Hotel there. Another good pub. Not as good as George Derby, of course, but a
Yeah,
good pub.
A good pub.
Yeah.
Not bad. Yeah.
So
Not
look at
great.
that. He's gone through Harold Matt's SG Ball and Jersey Flag, played Australian schoolboys, sign him for 10 years. Peters. We know the Peters watch the show.
Is he 18 or 19 years old? I can't say.
19.
19.
God.
It's still just a mid boy.
2007. He was born in the year I was doing my HSC. I hate that.
He was just a baby.
I do not like that.
A baby boy at the Marta.
Are we old, Naggy? Are we old now?
Way too old. Way too old to be doing this, Liam.
God.
So it was, a real team effort for the Newcastle Knights. They did have to repel a couple of, really strong attacking periods from the Titans, which I think coming into the finals is what we want. I think if it was a 50-0 to win, we would sort of come in almost, confident, and not. We want to be challenged, and we want to have to, make a lead, hold a lead, and get enough points on the board that we can really make sure that we win the game.
Now, did the last 20 minutes concern you somewhat with the Titans working their way back into the game, scoring a few junk time consolation tries? Are we concerned, Nagy, about that?
I feel like that's the Titans, though. I feel like
Yeah,
that's
true.
exactly the kind of
Who gives a shit?
the green jagged, blue jagged,
Gold jag,
gold Who gives a shit? And that's sort of the Titans thing. They play well enough, just not well enough to win most
Yeah.
of the time. And
They
we,
definitely won the last 7 minutes.
yeah. The last 7 minutes was all Titans, but we just the lead was too great, and.
Insurmountable, Nagy.
Yeah, well, it turned out to be so. But there was some nervous times there up in the stands, up on the drinking hill, and really thinking, hang on a second, could they do it? You look at the clock, and you think, no, they can't. We can all relax. We're in the finals, boys. High fives all around.
Yeah, that's it. It was maybe the boys clocked off a bit early, but it was a well-deserved early finish. You know, some days you've had a really rough week. It's Friday afternoon. I don't know this because I don't have a real job Monday to Friday. But you get to Friday afternoon, you're like, I'm not going to try today.
No,
You know,
phone it in.
He's off. Yeah, phone it in.
Phone it in.
Yeah.
It was going to be another 30-plus point victory, of course.
So many points.
Yeah, and for a while there, it did look like the Knights were falling off the point-scoring ability, winning some really tight games, and there's still been some defensive lapses, but I suppose it's just the way that we have to accept the side now. We throw everything at it, and we sometimes we cop a bit back.
No, that's it. The Knights are finding different ways to win.
Yeah.
Different ways to win.
If we can manage to score 30 points in a game, chances are that's a victory. So if we continue doing that into the future with the 2 games remaining against the Manly Seagulls as well as the Warriors over there.
So looking at the table there real quick. So the Knights in 6th with 14 wins.
It's-
tied with Cronulla. So Cronulla lose this weekend and the Knights win by 97 points. Move up into 5th.
No, we're actually on the same points as Cronulla. Sorry, Liam.
Oh, yeah, but if the Knights lose, yeah.
Yeah.
I should not talk about ladder predictions.
No,
and mathematics.
it's actually a difficult one to look at because both the Cows and the Knights both have a bye yet to be awarded.
Oh, yes.
And 2 games remaining.
So by rights, the Knights are on 34 points because
Yes.
we got the bye.
Right, indeed, mate.
Yeah, by rights. So it really depends on how you look at it, but hoping that we win the next 2 games could elevate us slightly in the 4 or see us down to 5th.
Well, Knights on 34 points, Roosters on 38. If the Roosters lose their last 3, the Knights win 2.
There is enough points there.
The Knights could still finish first.
That's
Nagy.
right. That's right.
The bloody minor premiership could be coming to Newcastle. The JJ Giltman Shield.
Yeah.
Oh, wouldn't
Liam,
that be great?
We have to look at everything happening in the immediate future, which is the Manly Seagulls as well as the NRL news. But that'll be in the second half. But to take us into half-time is our musical guest once again. It gives me great pleasure to welcome Mr. Howdy Doodat.
Manly Seagulls on Saturday afternoon. All boys will be watching. Let's make some seabird soup. Do you
Haunting, you might say.
Thank you, Mr. Dudat. And of course, we have to.
How did he do that?
The NRL is an interesting time, Liam, when we have to look at everything of NRL players coming in.
Silliness.
And their silliness coming into the media in a segment we like to call the news. Thank you, Howdy. But there is an interesting news story to kick it off, which I think Mr. Dudat really illustrated, and that is from our resident news reporter, Mr. Josh.
Shark star Toby Rudolph to face court after allegedly mooning council ranger in bizarre spat.
Certainly bizarre, because you don't hear about too many moonings these days.
No, I feel like the mooning has really gone. It's fallen by the wayside a bit.
yeah.
You know, I feel like blowing a kiss from the chocolate lips just ain't doesn't have the cultural cachet that it used to.
No, it's a harken back, if you
It
will.
is, yeah, that's it. It's a bit of a throwback there from Toby. Because, of course, I think Toby Rudolph, he's a touch younger than us, but, you know, for our generation, mooning a train as it goes by, it's one of life's great joys.
A lot of fun. You stand still, it moves.
And they can't come back get you because they're on a train.
They're on a train, they're in one direction.
Is that what that band was about?
Yeah, in one direction. Yeah. Talk about mooning a train.
Well, in Sawtell, there was one train a day that would go through the XPT, and if you were down at the Oval when the train was going by, your dacks aren't staying on.
Couple of cheeks.
But is this within the spirit of the game?
I think so.
Yeah.
You know, it's certainly not a violent expression. It's an emotional expression. Obviously, Mr. Rudolph thought that he was being targeted unfairly by the ranger.
And I would agree.
To say that him and his dog was just simply walking down the beach down there in the southern part of Sydney, and he didn't like what the treatment that he was getting, and
nor should he.
And, maybe he needed to tie his shoelaces that weren't attached to his feet.
But I think, Naggy, we talk about, is this within the spirit of the game? I think this is within the spirit of Australia.
Yes.
Because within Australia, we have a healthy disdain for authority figures.
Yeah.
But when we rebel against authority figures, it's in a humorous way. It's in a way that he's not causing any damage. I mean, maybe a little bit of mental scarring on that park ranger.
Well,
but not causing any actual damage.
Well, I think
no property damage, none of that.
The man that used to appear sometimes on the footy show, former jockey Robbo, is also not allowed, I believe. He has a lifetime ban from Newcastle soccer because he was sent from the field and decided to moon the referee.
I would have done the same.
Yeah,
I would have done exactly the same. I don't blame him.
But we also
I'm sure there's a very long list of places and organisations that Robbo's banned from.
Yeah, I think so. I think he was a sitting councillor
He was
at the time.
banned from council, wasn't he?
Well, he was no longer elected.
Was it an anus-related incident that got him banned from council?
I don't know if that was what caused the banning, but there were many of those.
Our very own naughty court reporter, Mr. Pom, you've got an update on this story.
Yes, Mr. Rudolph pled guilty, but he was able to avoid conviction after being served with a Section 10. And he's quoted as saying, "I'm looking forward to getting back out on the field and keeping my pants up."
Common sense there from
Justice has been served.
Yeah,
the right decision was made. Obviously went to the highest court in the land, the Supreme Court. I assume. I don't know. But I assume.
Local council, Supreme Court,
It's all the same.
It went there and they just said, look, the bloke lost his dacks. It was a mistake. It didn't tie them up. He happened to bend over and...
it just fell.
What happened has happened.
Yeah, it's happened. It's, and we'll all move on. And the world will be better for it now that he has been declared a non-guilty man.
Let the boys play as long as there is a tight thread around the waist. Our next item of the news, Mr. Josh.
Walters to quit Kangaroos post after signing on for a new job.
Now, this was a surprise to me, Liam. Because
and to me as well, yeah.
I thought Kevin Walters, as Australian coach, he really sort of nuzzled in where I thought... this is where he's going to be for a fair while.
Well, that's it. It's almost the perfect role for Kevin Walters. You'd think Kevin Walters is the not the Prime Minister. That's Prime Minister's 13.
Yeah,
you think Kevin Walters serves the Australian jersey so very, very well. He's not known for being the kind of coach that can, string it all together over the course of a full NRL season.
No.
But of course, as the coach of the Australian Rugby League team, you don't need to tie it together for a season. You got a couple of weeks, you get the boys together, you send them out on the piss for 3 days, and then you have, a couple of weeks of playing footy, and that's it.
You can pick the best of the Australian players.
Yeah, absolutely. And instead, he's going to the powerhouse of St. Helens.
St. Helens. He has been
Who
over
was
there.
St. Helen, Naggy? Do you know who she was?
I don't know who St. Helen was.
Was there many Helens Helens.
I'm on the
who were-
case, boys. Don't worry about them.
Was there many Helens who were sainted? Because of course it's plural.
Yeah. St. Helen. Yeah, there was two.
Yeah.
Helen,
At least two.
Helen and her sister Helen. They were a very confusing family, but they were both great. I really thought, because we've also seen that Kevin Walters has gone over to England to coach before, not to a great record.
It was Catalan.
Catalan
So
Dragons,
He was
yeah.
England adjacent. Now, thank you, Mr. Button Sam. There, Saint Helena, also called Saint Helena or Helena of Constantinople, was a Roman empress. I didn't know they had empresses. And the mother of Emperor Constantine the Great. There you go. So Kevy is going to coach in a place with such a rich history of Orthodox Church. The church is involved somehow.
Well, that's it.
My word, Kevy, he's always been a history buff.
Well, you go that
Do you
far.
think that's what won him over?
You go that far back, everything's Orthodox, really.
Yeah,
let's
it's
be honest.
all Orthodox.
But so he's going over there to St. Helens. He's been over. Well, he's been to France before, but he hasn't actually been over to England.
Well, I
for the Super
assume
League.
being in the Super League, you would have had to go to England to coach. But of course, it's Catalan Dragons, 2 seasons, 63 games coached. That seems, 2009
to
and
10.
2010.
Yeah,
63 games in 2 seasons. That seems like a lot.
Yeah, but I think they do the championships. And
They've got all the
yeah.
championships and the mid-years.
Only
and
25 wins, 38 losses.
Not great.
And that was enough for the Brisbane Broncos to say, come coach us. And getting them, of course, to the grand final, failing in 2024, only for his spot to be taken by Mr. Madge Maguire.
But do you think his coaching record with Australia is quite literally flawless?
Yeah.
1 game coaching the Prime Minister's 13 for 1 win, 100%. 3 wins coaching Australia, 3 wins, 100%. The man was born to coach the green and gold.
Well, he basically says he gets all the team together and he realises that they're all professionals. He goes, you blokes know what you're doing.
Well, that was Mal Meninga's great thing. He was the
That's
Australian
true.
coach.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think he ever once sat down with them and said, all right, boys, this is our structure. This is how we're going to play it.
No.
He just said, boys, there's a couple of pubs nearby.
Yeah.
Do what you want to do, and I'll just hand you the jerseys
Yeah.
before kickoff.
I
see
think
it.
Michael Hagan did a lot of that.
Yeah, Haig.
Yeah.
Well, that was at State of Origin. That was Haig,
And
was
Australia.
famously the guy, and Australia.
Yeah, because he was the assistant coach for both, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yep.
And you can't argue with the record that those two managed to put together. But I always thought that Kevin Walters would find himself happily with the Australian coach, especially with the World Cup. I don't know what's going to be in the international schedule post World Cup. I barely knew that the World Cup was on.
Well, that's it. Rugby league treats the international game so well that we have no idea what's going to happen. But do you think this is Kevy planning to go out on the highest of highs, Naggy?
He could come.
He's won Origin Series. He could win a Rugby League World Cup.
Yeah.
Could prove to be a representative coaching master
Could be.
and just not very good at club level.
He doesn't have any of the Australian players from the Australian team over there in Super League unless they are working towards themselves for retirement.
Potentially.
So they might see a couple. But there's not going to be that kind of selection. He's got to say, well, this is the team, this is the club that I'm with, and none of you blokes Cameron Smith.
And of course, St. Helens famously rugby Super League powerhouse. There's like 4 powerhouses over there.
St. Helens.
St. Helens,
Le-
Hull KR,
Leeds.
Warrington.
Hull. I don't know. There's a few of them, and they're all within about a 15-minute drive of each other.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
That's cool.
They're all up there. If
They're
you look
up.
at the nothing around London, they're all up.
No, you absolutely wouldn't want a footprint in the largest city in the country, the capital, and one of the capitals of world trade and economics,
No.
finance, and all that.
Yeah.
No, we don't want to
You
bother.
won't see a Steedon anywhere near it.
No.
It's all tin peas up there. Next item in the news, Mr. Josh.
Rugby League State of Origin heads to New Zealand for the first time.
Now, I kind of like this, Naggy. I remember when they first started taking State of Origin games elsewhere, other than Suncorp Stadium or Allianz Stadium, or whatever it is that Stadium Australia is called now.
Yeah.
I used to hate that. I thought, no, it's New South Wales, it's Queensland.
Yeah.
You play the game in New South Wales, or you play the game in Queensland, or you don't play it at all. But I've really come around, Naggy, in the last few years. I think taking State of Origin to the rest of Australia, and now, of course, to the world, I think is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And we've seen over the last few years how big State of Origin is in New Zealand.
Yes.
They do all happen to be Queensland fans, which I don't like that. But that's fine,
It seems to be anytime you take it out of Sydney, they hate Sydney.
Yeah.
It's like they've all had a bad experience there. We've all flown back into Sydney at
Yeah.
6 a.m, going, oh, gee, this is shit. And, but don't hold it against the whole state. There's
I
more to
love
the
flying
state.
into Sydney. It makes me so happy.
Fly into Newcastle. It's basically a farm. You go out there and there's a nice drive past all the meadows before you even...
You might, if you're lucky, you'll see an F-35 or an E7 wedge tail.
Very loud.
Yeah, very loud.
Very way out. You won't see a building, though, for 20 minutes. QE for 20 minutes.
But the thing I like about this as well is that Peter V'landys, who we love Peter V'landys. He's great. Everything he does is wonderful.
Contractually.
They are we're contractually obliged to
Obliged.
mention that, lest the NRL media cop takes us out the back and puts a Makarov behind our ear.
Kaboom.
But what Mr. V'landys is planning is an entire festival of rugby league. There'll be Auckland Warriors home game at Eden Park, I believe, on the Sunday.
Okay.
Origin on the Wednesday. It's going to be a whole celebration. Should we book our tickets, boys?
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
The big twosies. We haven't really seen that over
We're
New Zealand.
monetised now.
No, yeah, that's right. We can obviously dip into the funds. I think between us, we could possibly get a boat, maybe some sort of sloop and
I reckon
sail
I could
over there.
swim it.
I like a sloop. Sloop's
Yeah, good sloop.
Yeah.
Just
Just,
a
just,
sloop.
just to sail across.
Sloop.
Maybe a frigate.
I hear the Tasman Sea. Very easy to navigate. We're basically heading due east.
But this will be the second time that State of Origin has been taken outside Australia. Because,
was the first
of course, there was a famous State of Origin 4. It
Yeah.
was in California in 1987, perhaps.
Yeah, okay.
They took the fourth game of State of Origin, which are quite unprecedented,
You have to-
over to
Remind me that usually 3.
usually 3, but not
there's-
this time.
this
It was
was a
in
4.
California, New
It's
South
when
Wales
Sterlo
won.
struggled to get through the
Yeah,
banner.
Oh, you could
Yeah,
get
they
the
couldn't
banner.
get through the banner. Yeah, but it was Sterlo was there. All the good ones were there. So yeah, I say, well done, Mr. V'landys. Another home run.
Yeah.
Well done.
It does seem like, again, if this was a neutral sort of affair where we could take it somewhere else that didn't hate Sydney, didn't hate New South Wales, it might be better. But they seem to go for Queensland by default. There's obviously a lot of New Zealanders that live in Queensland. They're all up there, mainly scaffolders. And
Well, they've all made the trip down to Marathon Stadium.
that's
this
right.
season, yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
There's not a scaffolder in Queensland.
No,
anymore.
they're all
they're all on Turton Road.
They're all working on the stadium. And
The accommodation rooms at the Premier Hotel are booked solid.
yeah, that's right. You can't get a room to
Mention
save
the
your life.
budget Ibis.
No, the budget Ibis. You can't. The tour was packed for Mr. Doodat, and but it does seem like it is a true expansion of this of the game of the biggest seller.
Well, that's
of,
it. It's
of rugby league.
It's another sort of move in the globalisation of rugby league, and I think it's something that rugby league's done really well the last few years. And this is actually not sarcastic. Is big events. We've had the incredible success of Magic Round.
Yeah.
We've had Las Vegas for a
Las
couple of
Vegas.
years now, which I have, much to my chagrin, admitted that is actually a good thing and is working really well. They're turning rugby league into a series of just good holidays for the boys.
Yeah, look at Hong Kong.
Just a couple of fellas getting around,
Yeah.
having a good time.
Do you think within the next 5 years we see State of Origin in Port Moresby?
Yes.
Yeah, that would
Yes, I
go
do.
absolutely bananas up
bonkers.
there. That
It'd be amazing.
It would be crazy. It would be so the fear in the players' eyes would no longer be across the field of the other opposition players. It would just be the fear.
At fans.
That of course the whole thing is electric.
Yeah.
It was packed to the rafters with obviously the very loving PNG supporters, but they loved so much that it's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous type of love.
Yeah.
We've all
Have you
been
been
there.
to New Zealand, Naggy?
New Zealand?
Yeah.
No, I've never been to New Zealand.
Oh, it's a wonderful place. I love it.
Yeah. Did you go South Island, North Island?
All of it.
All the islands?
Yeah, we spent 10 days driving from the top all the way down. Not all the way down to the bottom. It's too far.
Big jump.
I think we did like 8,000 Ks in 10 days.
8,000?
It was unreal. That's
Yeah.
not right. That's too many.
That's
we did a couple of thousand, but it wasn't 8.
But then how do you get from one island to the next?
ferry.
Ferry.
We've got a ferry.
They ferried it over.
Yeah, we took it on it because we were touring around in a van.
Big ramp.
Yeah, big
And
ramp.
say,
It was
"Oh,
great.
All right, we're over.
So anyway, we should all go, boys. I reckon it's a great idea.
Great.
Again, I've really come around on having State of Origin in other places than New South Wales and Queensland. Maybe I'm growing.
Sell the game. Sell the game over there. And that is really rugby union heartland over there. So
Oh,
we
yeah.
can show them what's what.
We should.
Yeah. And not having to, rely on the Wallabies because sometimes they're good, sometimes they're a bit shit.
hit and miss.
Yeah.
Hey, they beat Japan the other day. Well done.
Did they?
Yeah.
Once.
Well, do you know who's coaching the Wallabies these days?
Tell me.
Former North Sydney Bears winger Les Kiss. Yeah, I think he played about Kisser. Yeah, he played 100 games I think for the Bears, and then moved into the weirdest transition that any player I think I've seen move into coaching. He played on the wing, but then became a highly rated defensive coach.
Interesting.
Yeah, wingers are not known for their defence, but
Yeah.
Lazy he did it.
Love to run.
Lazy Kiss did it.
Yeah. They say, who's this bloke? They say he made 7 tackles in
Old
his career.
Frenchie.
Yeah. Oh, he loved it. The old slip of the tongue. Now, Josh, next item in the news.
Queensland Rugby League confirmed Billy Slater stepping down as Maroons head coach.
Now, we all saw this coming, Liam.
Isn't it sad what losing to Laurie Daly will do to a man?
Yeah, it does seem like it that Billy was maybe hoping for a 4 wins, 1 loss out of the 5 that he was there. The last one slipped through his fingers, as cruel as State of Origin is. And now he's found himself as sort of a 3-2 man.
Which is still not bad.
Not bad. Like, he's coming after, we would compare him to like a Brad Fittler who was there for 6. He was 3-3. But there is the danger of if he went on another year that he could be a 3-3 man.
Yeah, which you don't want to be a 3-3 man.
No,
you got to be the 3-2 man.
Coming off the back of the mouths, the meninges, and you do think, oh well, I'm always going to be compared to that. And he was meant to be the bright star, the student of the game, the one that's going to take it into something a new realm, if
And
you
he
will.
was, because let's face it, they should have won this series.
Should
this
have,
year. They
could have, but
he threw that one away.
didn't, Liam. They didn't, and
that's all that she wrote.
And that's when he's decided to leave. Now, there's obviously speculation of where he's going to end up. Is he going to end up there down the Storm? I thought that Craig Bellamy was retiring at the end of this year. It turns out it's next year.
They've been saying that for about a decade now.
That's
haven't they?
true, yeah. And then Craig Bellamy did make a comment to say, don't basically, he's going to do what's right for his family, which makes me feel like that he's going to coach Brisbane.
Yeah, because
That
that's always been the thing with Craig Bellamy. He's always been linked to Brisbane.
No,
Because-
I think Billy Slater's going to coach
Billy
Brisbane.
Slater.
Yeah, Craig
Oh,
Bellamy's going to
great.
retire.
Yeah.
And then he said, I think there's great assistant coaches here in the Storm system that could take over. But Billy's doing the right thing for his family. And I thought, doing the right thing for his family by not being a coach for 6 weeks? I don't know if that works out. But it does seem like potentially that he's considered the Storm job and he's considered another job that may be vacant if the Brisbane Broncos has a season review. And
I don't know
decide-
about maybe vacant. Naggy. That chair's opening up regardless.
Yeah. So will he end up as Brisbane Broncos coach? Potentially.
That'd be interesting. That'd be a good bit of fun.
Yeah.
God, imagine Billy Slater coaching Reece Walsh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a scary thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
The greatest fullback of all time, coaching one of the most promising fullbacks we've ever seen.
Yeah, it is a scary thought, but also you'll need a coach to really dig the Broncos out.
You need a bigger shovel.
Yeah. Sorry, Josh, another item in the news.
Maroons great to replace Slater despite pressure cooker admission.
Now, this is an interesting one, Naggy. Darius Boyd, did he ever strike you as, having the acumen to coach a State of Origin?
No. No.
If the QRL rang Darius, he says he'd definitely have the conversation. But that doesn't mean anything, because if anyone calls you, you're having a conversation. So if they call you, you're having a conversation. That is a stupid sentence to say. Huge job, obviously, yes. Pressure cooker, yes. But if QRL wanted to have a chat, he'd love to do so. Maybe not about coaching. He just wants them to call up and say, "G'day, how you doing?"
Comes from that sort of that basket of talent that we've seen again and again through that period of success for Queensland. The Cameron Smith, who's apparently said no. John Thurston apparently said no. Billy Slater's already done it and is moving on. So Darius Boyd does make sense in the terms of the people that were there.
But again, he was a winger.
A winger, defensive coach.
Yeah.
Potentially.
I guess he was more known for his fullback play at club level.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I never saw Darius as a very inspiring guy. Huge part, obviously, of coaching State of Origin. You have to inspire.
Yeah.
I never got that feel for Darius. Where do we see Darius in the pantheon of Knights fullbacks? Because I don't really remember his time fondly.
Well, it was there for a reasonably short period. I think it was the
Yes,
3 years.
But he was there for the 2013 season.
He
wasn't
was,
he?
yeah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah.
prelim.
Yeah, he did move a pretty well-suited Kirk Gidley that was at fullback at the time. Then he came in, and then Kirk Gidley sort of did a bit of hooker, and that wasn't really his best position. And so it was, it wasn't like something that fit at the time. But we thought Wayne Bennett, he comes with Darius Boyd. That's just what he does. He went to the Broncos. He went to George.
It's part of the package.
It was the appendage. The appendage Boyd.
Yeah,
And,
I know. This one's really just come out of absolutely nowhere.
I think they might dig a little bit deeper and find
Slow
another.
news day.
Yeah, find someone else. They probably called all around, and he's the only one that picked up and had the conversation.
Well, no, they said he hasn't received the call.
He's willing
He
to
wants to
have
have the conversation. Yeah.
He's
News about a phone call that didn't happen.
pre-conversation. Yeah.
See, if that was me, I'd just go for that for the ego players. Like, if the QRL want to call me to have the conversation, then they'd call me up and I'd say, "Hi, thanks for calling. I don't want to do the job."
Do you think
But thanks for calling me.
Do you think he could even say, "Oh, I want the job," and he could just say, would you be interested? He goes, I've accepted.
I've accepted.
I've
it,
accepted
right?
the job. I am now the Queensland coach. It'd be too embarrassing for them to
That's it.
backpedal.
They couldn't backpedal. They'd be like, well, I guess he's the bloody
he's the
Queensland
coach.
coach.
It's
yeah.
vacant. Well, I guess he's the one that we're doing it. All right. Bold move, Darius.
Very bold.
I would
Yeah.
appreciate it
bold, yeah.
ever so more. Be the
God,
boldest-
there'd be boring press conferences.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
definitely not known for his press conferences.
No,
Darius.
short and sweet. Mr. Josh, another item of the news.
Knew exactly what he was doing. Big fear in bunker call and why it should be alarming for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it was an interesting one with Stephen Crichton, who's known for a bit of gamesmanship. When the Bulldogs are on the back foot there, instead of tackling the man in front of him, he's moved away from the man to tackle another man who happens to be refereeing the game. And that is Ashley Klein. He's gone for the one arm around and then the swing the other arm around and the whoopsie daisy. I'm absolutely body on body hugging you, and then beside me is a try being scored.
Well, Naggy, let he who has not want to put his shoulder through Ashley Klein's chest cast the first stone.
Did he take the opportunity, you think?
He did. He absolutely did. And you know what? I think this is absolutely within the spirit of the game.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because he is not even going in the same direction as Lachlan Hubner, the player who had a try unceremoniously stripped from him. He knew exactly what he was doing. Is it the right thing to do? No. But did he know the rules well enough to abuse it and utilize an illegal tactic?
Illegal, yeah. Illegal tactic, hugging the referee and saying you got him away.
I think this was a pretty cluey play from Stephen Crichton.
What-
I wouldn't endorse it unless it was a Knights player, in which case I'd say that was the best thing I've ever seen.
Now, of course, we've even seen our very own Tyson Frizzell in an earlier part of his career where he's brushed past the referee, put a hand on a
Got into
referee,
trouble.
got in some trouble, got a fine, got a suspension, I believe.
Well, yeah, that's it. This is an interesting one. I don't believe. Oh God, he looked like he got him in the jats there, in the fellas. Yeah, no, that'll be interesting because he really does genuinely quite shoulder charge Ashley Klein.
A lot of
here.
contact, body on body, yeah.
I
And there's
don't
been
like that kind of behaviour.
and there's been a few in the last few years of slight brushes on the referee that players got in trouble for, but I haven't seen anything about Stephen Crichton getting in trouble here.
So if you're saying if you're going to hit the referee, hit him hard, hit him solid.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just say, well, sir, you're in the way.
Yeah. Like
yeah.
if you're going to go a crime, go all. If you're going to do a crime, just go all out.
Go
Just
all out.
nuts.
Yeah. And especially if it's Ashley Klein.
Yeah.
I think, so at least he's fulfilled the dream of many NRL players by putting a shot on Ashley Klein. And then he got away with it, and he was rewarded for it because it was also seen as a defensive move that Ashley Klein was at fault.
That's so blatant.
Ashley Klein's basically rear-ended him in a car, and they've gone to the insurance, and they said Ashley Klein was at fault.
Yeah, absolutely.
They've got the dash cam. Mr. Josh, the last item of the news.
Chiefs v Chiefs. Rugby codes locked in bitter trademark fight.
Now, it's always great when the Financial Review gets involved in rugby league.
Review,
There's a
yeah.
lot of big words in this article. I'm not sure they've gone for the right target audience. But this is one of the more rugby league things I've ever seen. So obviously the Chiefs, they're the big story. They're the big swinging dicks of rugby league these days.
Penis.
But it turns out they might not actually be able to use the name the PNG Chiefs
yeah.
for their team because the Chiefs in New Zealand Super Rugby actually have a trademark
I
on
didn't
the
realise.
name Chiefs because they are the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So they hold the trademark. The Rugby League has approached IP Australia, who are in charge of all the... what is IP?
Intellectual property.
Intellectual property. So IP Australia, who control all the intellectual properties. They've said an interesting thing here, Naggy. Now, they have said that PNG can use PNG Chiefs on things like napkins
Yes.
and pencil cases.
Love it.
But at this point in time, they can't use it on any like apparel or merchandise that would indicate that it's for a rugby league
football team,
So
yeah.
napkins and pencil cases, fine. That's
Fine.
that's okay. That's
Okay.
good.
Restaurants,
Jerseys,
yeah.
shirts, training jerseys, shorts,
No.
jumpers. No, not a chance.
Will we see a bunch of shirtless men coming up in there?
We might, but
without-
they'll cover themselves in napkins.
Napkins.
And instead of a steam, they'll use a pencil case.
Pencil case.
So this is just so rugby league. They're pushing this Chiefs thing so hard.
Mm.
They've spent $350 million on the Chiefs, and they might trot them out in 2028 with no name whatsoever.
just didn't check. Which I,
No, that's the thing. They checked.
they checked.
And IP Australia like, no, you can't do it. And they're like,
And they
we're
went-
going to have a crack.
They went ahead anyway.
Yeah.
It
There
kind of
was-
sounds like how they're doing everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's a very Volandis thing. It's like, we're doing this, and IP Australia says, you're not doing it. He's like, we're doing it.
Doing it
We're
anyway.
doing it.
Well-
But one of the arguments as well was that IP Australia thinks that not enough people will be able to distinguish between a rugby union team from New Zealand and a rugby league team from Papua New Guinea, which I think is kind of insulting.
The metric for that is considered, and this is quite literal, an idiot in a hurry. Would they confuse the two? Would an idiot in a hurry confuse the rugby league chiefs with the rugby union chiefs?
Yes.
And potentially, yeah.
Well, I am an idiot and I'm often in a hurry.
In a hurry,
so I'm the target audience.
You could get them wrong. So where do they go now? Is there another name for the Chiefs? P&G's what? I don't know. The Ports. The Moors Boys.
The Moors Boys. There you go. The PNG Moors Boys. You heard it here first, Joust.
They love their tinned meats. Is it the PNG Silversides?
It could well be, yeah. But
PG, Aaron B.
Yeah, that's right. So the options are open to them, wide open. Actually, it's just as wide open as it was before they picked the Chiefs. The only thing is they can't continue with the Chiefs.
No,
Yeah,
potentially.
so-
Anyway, we're going to find out. But I thought this was a particularly rugby league thing. They're like, we've got this great thing. And the powers that be like, you don't have the great thing.
Don't have the great thing at
You
all.
can't use the great thing.
Speaking of great things, Liam, we have to look at the Smugger meter after a win against the Gold Coast Titans. We're going to find this out live, where we end up on the Smugger meter after our third win in a row leading into the finals. We'll find out for you right now. Here we are, dangerously close to Gavin Morton levels of smugness.
Gavin, we're coming for you, Gavin.
really close.
But of course, we are Mr.
Martin Shkreli.
Martin
Now,
Shkreli.
for those at home, Naggy, who was Martin Shkreli and what did he do?
He decided to buy basically the rights for I believe, a HIV drug that was necessary in the United States for people to, I don't know, survive HIV. But
That's a bit presumptuous.
Yeah, but he
people
just-
wanting to survive HIV without shelling out their life savings.
because in America,
it's not capitalism.
it was affordable at the time, and then he made it unaffordable to profit him.
Well, I think his nickname became Farmer Boy. And I'm fine with that. I'm a huge fan of Big Pharma. If it wasn't for Big Pharma, I would have died years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm pro Big Pharma, but I'm not pro Martin Shkreli.
No.
And then, of course, he purchased the One of One Wu-Tang album.
Wu-Tang album, yeah,
For
yeah.
like $7 million. I think.
Something like that. He spent
something
all
ridiculous.
the AIDS medicine money on.
It's our episode title, boys.
Yeah.
AIDS medicine money.
And of course, throughout he ended up in jail, and the whole time he's the smuggest man
So
ever.
what was he in jail for?
I can't remember. He did something dodgy.
Done something dodgy.
Everyone was just like, "Well, good,
Yeah.
that he's in jail." And but of course, he had that smug smile the entire time.
Yeah. Smugger than Morrison, but not quite as smug as Morton. It was Farmer Bro.
Farmer Bro.
He gained infamy in 2015 by raising the price of the life-saving anti-parasitic drug Daraprim by over 5,000% overnight. God, isn't America a great country?
Yeah.
In what way are we smug like him?
He's
Well,
smug.
he's smug through the whole thing. He was smug through the when he was doing this terrible thing to the people. He was smug when he was in court. He was very, very smug throughout the whole thing. And we are just as smug because we beat the Gold Coast Titans,
see.
cementing ourselves
Not
into
that we're
the.
endorsing
No,
the actions of Farmer Bro. We
No.
are just saying that we
level
are
of
on
smugness.
par with his level
This
of
is just the
smugness.
meter. It's
just the meter.
We are just reading the meter.
That's
Liam.
it. The meter is objective. The meter does not factor in, like we had Scott Morrison, the meter does not factor in what a person has done with their career. The meter only factors in the smug asshole face
Yes.
that they
that they possess,
Yeah.
and that we share the smugness, not Gavin Morton levels of smugness though. Now, Liam, we must look backwards, not forwards. Forwards, not backwards. Twirling, always twirling.
Looking forward.
Coming up against an old foe there on Old Boys Day.
Is this the most one-sided rivalry in rugby league? You know, Newcastle where it was like 97, we did it, we got them, they're our biggest rivals. And Manly don't really care.
I
'cause
feel
they've
like-
had so much success.
I,
since.
I feel like we're the England to the Germany in terms of the football World Cup, where England feels like Germany's their biggest rival, but Germany thinks
doesn't care.
Germany thinks Holland's their biggest rival because they played them in 2 World Cup finals, and England just won back in the 60s.
66, I think it was.
Yeah, something like that. So they
66.
go, oh, this is the one. This is the real 2 World Wars, 1 World Cup. But it was really, they go, we don't care. We've had 2 more finals since against a much, much closer nation. And please don't talk about the war. So, and it's sort of like that with we're still talking about 97. But Manly's gone on and won other premierships.
Several premierships
So
since.
they've completely forgotten about 97. We're still, we
got him.
We got
We
him.
got him.
Yeah, right there in
and
the
we'll
death.
get him again. And they'll say, why?
Why
Why do you all hate us
I
so
said, what are you
much?
talking about? It was 40 years ago. So we are coming up against Manly. Now, we did beat them in round 2, losing both Kalen Ponga and Dylan Brown during that game. Weren't expected to win in the second half. Came through with the win, which really sparked our season, I think, going on after that to beat the likes of Canberra and the Bulldogs without those two aforementioned players. Now we have lost Dylan Brown once again. We have Kalen Ponga firing on all cylinders. Coming up against Kieran Foran, Fozball, which was very popular about 10 weeks ago.
He was only coaching yesterday.
Yeah,
No, he was
yeah.
only playing yesterday. He's never
yeah.
coached a day. Now he's coached a bunch of days and turns out it hasn't worked.
7 losses from the last 8 games, 5 losses in a row. They are still a dangerous side when we're looking at the team list. Tommy Javojevic
There's
comes
talent stacked throughout the side.
comes back. Jason Saab, one of the fastest men and tallest, probably to match our Dom Young on the opposite side of the field.
Yeah, Tolu Kola obviously proved himself in Origin. Lehigh Hopewadi, one of the more intriguing players in rugby league.
No Luke Brooks, who often plays well against us. He's out with his ACL. And, of course, the Joey, the bloke they brought in, he's gone. He broke his jaw. Joey something.
Old Joey something. Yeah,
Joey
big fan of
Broken
Joey
Jaw.
something,
Yeah, Joey Broken Jaw.
Yeah, Joey Breaky Jaw.
He's not there. We've got
From the family broken jaws?
from the family Broken Jaws. We are welcoming back one of the Newcastle greats, of course, in Jacob Saifidi.
Oh,
Coming
welcome back, Jacob Saifidi. How long's he been out for now? It's been quite a while.
6 weeks, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
and Trey Mooney's really stepped up. I think Trey Mooney's found a whole new level to his game.
Yeah, he really has.
Having to do when he was with Jacob, playing alongside Jacob, there was times where he sort of went missing. I think that's completely out. Cody Socknives drops back to the bench. Harrison Graham missed out on selection against the Titans, hopefully because of the injury to Danga Guy. Hopefully we see a bit of the magician magic around the ruck there. Pasami Solo still in the extended bench, as well as Tommy Winter. We do have, if we look at, which we don't have a slide for because I forgot to ask for it, but we have a couple of Ghost of Christmas Past in the reserve grade game in Manly.
Naggy,
Tex Hoy is playing fullback for
Sexy
reserve.
Tex is playing
what?
fullback.
Yeah,
Manly
yeah,
reserve
for
grade.
Manly,
Jesus.
as well as Paul Bryan.
Also,
Paul
no-
Bryan, they cried.
Paul Bryan
Yeah,
So
Paul
the guy dislocated
word.
his shoulder
Yeah.
straight up.
Paul Bryan.
Yeah, the dislocated
came on,
shoulder.
dislocated his shoulder, and never played for the Knights again. The poor boy.
Yeah,
Paul
was-
Bryan. He had some good raps on him too. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Bryan.
not there in the top league, but look, Manly, as dangerous as they look, they've got all the Travojevics, all 3 of them, the Serbian
Jackson
boys.
Cherub, but that's a made-up name.
Yeah,
It's not a real surname. Sorry, Jackson.
It's for Manly, is they wonder why they can't put all this talent together and reignite what they had through the middle of the season. Remember having a poor start, great middle, poor finish.
They went on a tear with the early stages of Fozball.
Yeah.
Nicholas Lanaz, made up name. Josh Felaty, made up name.
We don't know who these
He's-
people
Oh,
are.
Fletcher Baker.
Candlestick maker, yeah.
Oh,
That's the
Fletcher
name.
Baker.
He's a goes for Christmas Past, isn't he?
No,
we
that's-
have Fletcher Myers.
Fletcher
Ruse-
Myers.
He was a
Yeah.
rooter. Fletcher Baker was a roost.
Yeah.
Ah, he was too. Yeah.
So-
Too many Fletchers.
It does seem like now that we've got Sanders Smith at 7 and Fletcher Sharp at 6, it's like it seems to be all working. And
It's so strange. There's been so many injuries and chopping and changing, but through all the chopping and changing, the team has felt really settled.
Yeah.
I've never really seen a team where the team list changes 3 or 4 positions every week, but everyone's settled. Everyone knows what they're doing. They're all in their right spot. Next man up mentality, etc., so on and so forth. It's bloody great to see.
Bradman Best comes back into the side at the moment, but he has
For
been
now.
a late withdrawal of the last 2 weeks. That does mean that Fletcher Hunt moves back onto the other side of the field to defend on the other side after having 2 games in a row on Bradman's side. Now he's covering Danga
The
Guy.
boy can do everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, who do you? Should we flip a coin, Naggy, to see if Dom Young or Greg Marju has a hats-off worthy game?
Greg obviously got the double against the Titans, so
Dom's it's
Dom's
turn.
Dom's-
Okay, it's
Dom's turn, yeah.
Okay.
So
maybe they both should just be amazing.
yeah, well, they're Dom
be
Young at
pretty cool.
19 tries, Greg the Bus at 21. The last time they both cleared 20 tries was 2023.
Oh, and that was a
As
great
we
year.
stormed to the file. Of course, we're working under the guidance of the missionary man. Hosball over Fozball, I say. That's the one that's lasted.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it. Fozball was a flash in the pan.
Missionary man just works for a goal
Missionary
and
man
gets there in the end.
The ball clears the musket.
That's right. Liam, if I'm going to be watching the game anywhere because all the tickets might be sold, I'll be watching it at the
Got to be the George.
Derby Hotel.
And Old Boys Day, what a great day for Newcastle, the Central Coast, Lake Macquarie, the Hunter. Great day for the whole region, Port Stephens even.
yeah.
We love it.
We
Bloody
include-
love it.
Include all of them. It's going to be great. Hopefully, we can get the win up against Manly, get 4 wins, going over to New Zealand for our final game of the year. Liam, it's been a pleasure to be with you once
Always
again.
a pleasure.
Pleasure from the team here, Mr. Sam, Mr. Josh, Mr. Pom. And finally, of course, our musical guest for this week, for the very, very first time.
Probably the last time.
And probably the last time. Mr. Howdy Doodads.
At least you don't play for Manly. At least you